The thing that we run into is them lassoing over with their leg. Exactly. And this is annoying. In the gi, this sucks. In no gi, this is great because this is what we do. To come with like a unstaggered base or a square stance and scoop heels, kind of bending down. But this kind of is not the greatest move in the world because now I leave both of my arms kind of available to him. And nowadays people start to really like shift their body weight a lot. So they'll start to bring their feet in. Even if I can flip them up, they can like kick their legs out, come back. So I look to circle. As I circle, I look to bring one hand to the shoulder and one hand to an outside foot. Meaning that if I scoop on the outside, I use my opposite hand on the shoulder and I start working my opponent down to the floor. Now once I get here, I'm in a scenario where I can collect both of their legs and I can start moving side to side. So if we notice, once I get here, I'm already off on an angle and he's already on his side, kind of anticipating where I'm gonna go. So if I continue to go this way, it's pretty apparent I run into his feet. So I start steering the feet towards the other side. And now to prevent him from getting his legs back inside, I can cover over his knee. So now my partner is facing away from me. He's gonna need to turn back towards me to try and retain. And then we can get into our positions here, okay? So we're just kind of working to get outside the feet when we're outside passing. I already see he's favoring a side. So naturally, I'll want to take him to the opposite side. Rather than reach for the shoulder that's far away, I'll reach for the shoulder that's close, and I'll scoop the leg and come in control here. Now we can easily pass if we can get the feet outside, but he's already facing me and I'm gonna run into frames. I start shifting and coming down towards the opposite side. From here we have a leg drag. If he turns to face us, we can glue his foot down towards the mat and start putting pressure here. Even if you haven't really trained it or thought about it before, some of you will, but it's your footwork and how you move, okay? If you're going to your right, it's your left foot and your right, opposite side to the other side. You're never moving like this. Okay, so like if you're outside passing, especially when you're outside of your opponent's feet, meaning that if I push Brandon down to the floor, I don't want to be this close to him because now his feet start touching me. I want to have my legs and my hips back and be controlling his feet to keep them off of me. So now when I'm here, when I feel I can't move to this side, I start redirecting feet and I start moving to the other side. So now to do my basic passes, if he keeps his hips down to the side, we start leg dragging. What we do with our feet, we can change off and do this, or we can simply start shelving the leg past us and now we start dropping our knee to the floor. If I break this down, when I start dropping my knee to the mat, my chest and my ribs can stay high so I can get my forearm and bicep over his leg. Now the most important part is where my head goes. My head goes to the opposite side. My other hand now will cup his hip and keep myself locked into place. And now in the gi, we get to cheat because you get to hold the collar and you get to do this. And in no gi, he'll just bring his leg back in. Even if you hold them really tight like this, they start pushing your head away, okay? So we make sure that once we get here, we start dropping our head and chest down. We take control of the feet. We can walk to the other side. Notice how I walk foot to foot to get to the other side. Okay, that could be one pass off his reaction. Two, the second will be once I get them down and I start moving, he begins to square up. Now from here, I start lowering my level and I roll my hand to the inside. So now I can use my forearm and my elbow, my head, shoulder to keep this knee away from me. The other thing that is important is now from here, I connect my knee and elbow and I shelf his leg. So now he has a hard time getting his leg back in. And as I drop pressure, I start bringing the hand to the top of the leg. From here, if my opponent kicks, we feel we can pass. But when I pass, what I want to do is start circling as I push the leg out of the way. So I begin circling back to the hip as I bring the leg out, staying base, and working into side control. Okay? So basic, we bring them down, we move, we redirect the feet. From here, we can leg drag. So we bring a hand to the top of the leg, we drop, and we start bringing our elbow over. Now, once here, we start bringing our head and our chest down to get towards his far shoulder, and we pass. Now from here, once I've brought the feet to the other side, he starts turning to face me. We roll in and we block his hip and we shelf his leg. From here, our elbows are tight and our head is down. We begin walking back to the hips, simultaneously getting the leg out of the way. And now my partner's hip stays away from me. Every time I press down against my partner's hip, side, and I pass. We bring him down. We scoop the second leg. He's already facing us. He has all four, 2 arms, 2 legs in front of us. We start steering to the other direction and going, and now he starts facing us again. So what are some issues that we run into? We run into, if we're not able to get down low enough and get this good connection here with some pressure into our partner, the thing that we run into is them lassoing over with their leg. Exactly. And this is annoying. In the gi, this sucks. In no gi, this is great because this is what we do. Makes sense? So he doesn't have a grip. The only way that that becomes effective is if he puts it in and he grabs my arm with like 1 or 2 hands. And even if he grab in this sense right here, we can just start rolling our hand out. We can push the knee out or push the shin out, and then we come back. When we come back, we lower again because we weren't low enough the first time. So we lower again. Now, the other issue that happens is my partner gets this leg out and inside here to where they can start using it, okay? So we've countered, we have that leg outside. Now when I'm here, if I'm super low, my opponent might move the hips some way and get this leg out and free. So he moves the hips and he gets this leg out. We immediately drop inside. When I drop inside, I look to drop my shoulder directly over my hand first. I don't look to drop and be up here. I look to drop and be inside. Notice how my base is. My foot's a little bit bent, toes are in line with my knee, and I'm pushing myself to the inside of my partner's guard here. Now, once I'm here and I start going, my hand slides through and becomes an underhook. This is what's gonna happen when you're passing a guy's guard like this. He's gonna block this hand, okay? He has 2 hands on the inside and he has no legs. So he has to frame against you and move his hips away. So he's gonna block this hand. So my biggest thing is once I get an underhook, is pulling my hips in close and being able to pass. Now from here, we can easily pummel around our partner's grips because now we converged his top arm. This is the one that's gonna keep distance. So when we're passing, it's not usually the bottom arm that's keeping you from passing. This can be defending a hand, grabbing your wrist, doing something here. This is the hand that is gonna keep space. So if we allow ourselves to stay open and try and pummel here to grab the elbow or to grab the head, and he's able to keep my chest away from him, he might be able to escape. So when I'm here and I bring myself in, I bring my head and my chest down, and even if he's blocking my arm, I begin sliding through. Now, if I stay here, he'll escape. If I go here, he'll for sure escape. So what do? I walk my hips back as soon as I pass, and now that takes his hips towards the other side. Now from here, I'm a little bit low and can easily pummel out of that grip. Whereas if he has this grip here and I'm up high, this gets more difficult. So now that I'm low with my hips against his, I pummel up and then take control here, okay? So the 2 things we run into from that spot, there's more, but 2 of them. Lassoing over. When they lasso over, we pull our hand out, we move the shin away, and we roll back inside. Once we roll back inside, we lower our level again. If we're solid in position, we pass. Now, whether he lassos or not, he brings that leg out. Usually they move their hips away and they get the hip out exactly. I drop my hips inside. So I go from 1, where I'm on an angle, 2. So I'm really not moving my feet very much. Now from here, even if my partner is blocking me, if my partner's not blocking me and I can shoot 2 hands through and get head and arm control, sick. But they're probably gonna be blocking me. So I come in, start pulling myself down, and I drive my knee through. Once I'm here, I get on my toes to walk his hips back and be square. And now I can either come with the underhook, come out, and get head control. Okay? That makes sense? Let's do it. Hands up. 1, 2.